author's note. Vincent, or whatever your name is, thanks for the lame review. You, total D asterisk asterisk. No one is making you read wrong read.
Shouldn't that be Makin?
Probably, Makin u read, as in the Reedy River. If you don't like it, then leave. Leave what? It's the internet.
Yes.
Are you telling him to leave his room? Leave your room, damn it. Just get out. Just get out.
You're grounded.
Sick.
Go sit in a corner or something.
And think about what you've done to your mother and I.
I hope it's not that guy's mother and whoever writing this. That'd be really sad.
Wouldn't that be horrible? You discover that your mother wrote a really horrible piece of like Twilight or
teen fanfiction. Yeah, that'd be bad.
Has cornholed me for the 60th time. Mom, I can't believe you wrote this. What? It's hot. You know I love those movies. They just give me pleasure. Anyway. Clestal Zodiac and Brittany J. Thanks for the advice on my character, but she's not a Mary Sue. She's not perfect. Look, she has anger problems and she looks the way she does for a reason I will explain it as the story goes on.
Okay, that would be cool and everything, but just because she has anger problems doesn't mean she's not a Mary Sue. The point that what a Mary Sue is a character that is perfect. That whatever she does, there is no consequences for her actions, good or bad.
Yeah, I think that's, and I don't typically like to use the word Mary Sue because it's just become so much an excuse for people to hate on any original character. Pretty much any character can be, if you want to, twist it a certain way, any character that is created, whoever it's by, can be called a Mary Sue. But I think you've hit the nail right on the head. A Mary Sue is a typically, kind of derogatory term for a character who, whatever they do, they never have to face any realistic consequences for anything they do, because the writer never makes them face any consequences except how they want to move the story, and that's usually completely without any logic or reason.
Yeah, and once the story's moved, if there is an idea of consequence, it's quickly removed. You know, like in Twyla, she's like, oh no, all these horrible things are happening because I'm with them. Oh, don't worry about it, it's okay.
Yeah. Ultimately, they mean...
Okay, so I won't worry about it anymore, it's fine. Then I'm like, then why? How was it horrible to start with? How was it something going wrong if it's fine? That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, just like her freaking out over the fact she was going to this school,
Yeah.
Despite the fact she doesn't even need to anymore. And then they resolve it within the entire next chapter.
Yeah, they're just like, you know what, fuck it, let's drop out. And I'm like, well, that should have been the first thing you did when it happened.
And then they said that the principal was concerned.
Well, I don't know why he would be, as long as you filled out the appropriate paperwork. That's not really his job.
Yeah, I'm sure he's got other things to do than worry about. Anyway, I'm getting off the topic.
Yes.
I'm sorry. The anger faded form my sapphire eyes.
They're sapphire now instead of forget my knots.
Potato. Whatever, I said sweatily. What? Sweatily? Do you have a problem?
Apparently that fishnet and bra combo is really hot.
I guess this is her hot and cold flashes affecting her. Maybe she's going through early menopause.
Maybe
that's what this is.
Maybe she's really not 16 at all.
Yeah, and I mean, maybe in a
better story, this would be pretty awesome speculation. And would probably make it for a good story.
Yeah, Yeah, early menopause is not something you see in a lot of stories, Twilight or otherwise. So I mean, it might explain a lot of things. It might certainly explain her mood swings because of hormonal influences and
Yeah.
floods of bodily systems. It may explain quite a lot of things, but unfortunately, I didn't mean to yell and to be ride. I know, I think you did mean to be ride, young lady.
Yes, quite right.
I think you will be riding at about chapter 6. Thou art too beautiful for that, he said.
Why is he talking like this?
I know, look, what did he step out of the Renaissance fair?
Edward doesn't talk like this.
And for once, I didn't feel like cock dropping the rock. What the hell does that even mean? Makes it sound like you fumbled his cock or something.
I didn't know the cock. You could, take that. What's the word I'm looking for? I had it and then I forgot what the word was. Like it, you can unattach it. There we go, from a guy and just drop it.
Don't detach people's penises. That's just wrong. Very, very rude.
Wait. Keep reading. I want to make another comment, but you have to finish the sentence.
Okay. For once, I didn't feel like cock-dropping the guy for paying me a compilement.
So, a guy is nice to you, and you're gonna kick him in the balls? I assume that's what you mean? Really? What the fuck is wrong with you?
Well, she has anger issues.
That's not an anger issue, that's you being a bitch.
I think that's the issue. Instead, I just smiled. I'm Edward Cullen, he murmured. He murmured. Who are thee?
Why are you talking like this? I'm gonna get so mad over this, aren't I?
Tiana. She never spells it right.
No.
Consistently 2 different times in a... Oh my god. Tiana Lauren, but you can call me Tiana or maybe Mabie Tia. I said...
Why? Just pick one. You don't need 2 nicknames.
I said, feeling shy at the way he was looking at me. I had seen that look in so many male eyes, but never quite as intense or sexy.
Did you ever try to go out with a guy before?
His eyes burned like hot gold velvet. Oh my god, that's a horrible image. And like hot gold velvet in the midday sun. Like peonix feathers. And rainbows. So rainbows are not gold. Penis feathers aren't gold either.
What?
That reminds me of bygone times, he said, carefully retching. Carefully retching out a shaking hand and brushing my teeth.
Ew, he ate a person and then he threw it up so you could have it shake hands with you? Gross.
Brushing my cheek.
Ugh.
Thy face is like an old painting. Thou is exceptional. This is so wrong. I mean, syntax is wrong.
This just makes Edward seem 1,000 times more creepier than he already is in the stories.
Well, it also makes him seem like he really didn't learn his English very well, because all of this is completely improper. There hasn't been a single proper usage of anything yet. I don't think. Yes. Yes. I completely lost where I was. You're wrong, you're not so shanky yourself. But I couldn't help noticing you have a freaking GF, you ass. I saw the letter U with her in the cafeteria. and knocked his hand hard with my long black nails. You bitch! He's not even being... Oh my god, what
Yeah, he's not even being an asshole. How do you know he's... I mean, yeah, it's a bit questionable, but really, just, like, get your hands off me, douchebag.
I mean, really, if you don't like him touching your cheek, you know, it's different, but
Yeah.
don't actually attack the fucker by notching his hand. Like, seriously, that is serious attack. That is like assault. Come on. Thee did notice me then, he purred with a sly grin. I was up against the wall suddenly, apparently, with his
Yes.
face right close to me now.
You're in school. Why would he be doing that with other people around?
He wanted to sex me, I could tell.
Sex? What?
I guess he wanted to...
He wanted to make sure you were female.
Yeah.
Okay.
And suddenly he was kissing me.
Uh,
I felt like my slim legs would break in half, which is a known danger when you're actually bored. And my heart expanded like a big balloon. That is a serious medical condition, and you really need to see a doctor.
yes.
No wonder you're having hot and cold flashes. There is something seriously wrong.
Yes.
I felt his hand sliding softly down my neck and underneath my top.
You're in school. Why would he be doing that?
He stoked my breasts. Stoked your breasts? What, did he set them on fire?
Yes.
Trying to start a oh god. He stoked my breasts. Few minutes.
Now I'm imagining them as charcoal. Instead of boobs, they're giant things of charcoal.
Bags of charcoal, and he's flicking his lighter underneath them, trying to set them on fire.
Where's that lighter fluid? Let me pump off for a bit so I can get the lighter fluid started.
Oh, here's speaking of pumping off.
I got lost again.
And his man carrot stashing action hard as a rock against his legs.
Man carrot.
That's
the most unique.
In a previous tale, I railed against the usage of meat, any kind of meat, as a euphemism for the penis. Now I am also saying, don't use anything edible as a euphemism for any part of the body, because it always sounds either stupid or disgusting. There is never any other...
Liking the idea of man carrot. Oh, that might explain why she's very pale. She's a white rabbit.
One pill makes you larger, and one pill makes you small. And I could go for some pills right now. I don't like this at all. Okay.
Is that what we can start calling her now, the White Rabbit?
Only if you
her
want me to
theme
break
song,
them
like
down.
every time like her name's mentioned, we're just like White Rabbit by Jefferson Airplane, I think.
That's right. That's right.
Hey, I actually got a music. My God, I can't talk. Song and artist correct on first try.
Good old Grace Slick.
Man carrot standing in
Standing in
action.
action, hard as a rock against my legs. And then he ripped my top and pulled it
You're
off
in
me.
school.
And pulled it of me and doped it on the floor. Oh, I guess he was using the bold drugs we had earlier. We made out for 10 minutes. That's way beyond making out.
Yeah.
That's way beyond making out.
And when was your consent into this? He kind of
know.
pushed you against the wall and started to have his way with you in school.
And ripped your top, stoked your breasts, and had his man carrot against your leg. I mean...
That's the best part so far. Man carrot.
Yes. I guess they're going to make mirepoix later. We we made out for 10 minutes, and then he tried to take of my bra given for you, I guess. But I pushed him away suddenly, thinking, WTF, TR, are you just going to let this total stranger take your cloths off in school where anyone could see? Well, it hasn't seemed to have stopped you so far.
Yeah, apparently nobody's in the school because everybody should easily see this dude just coming on top of you.
Literally.
Shut up.
I'd never let a guy kiss me before or touch me, and suddenly I was letting this cheating sicko with a friggin' GF. You don't know that he's got a GF.
Yeah, I mean, she's hanging off of him and shit, but that doesn't necessarily mean they're in a relationship.
She could be his sister. She could be his best friend.
I mean, I'm assuming we're talking about Bella, but it could really be anybody.
And even if it is Bella, obviously this is the universe, because he speaks like he just stepped out of the Ren Fair, so, I mean, who's to say? Really? It's this tremendous assumption that, oh, there was someone of the opposite gender around this dude. Well, whoop-de-doo. Anyway, groped me just cause he was uber hot, sexoy hair, and cold as death. I was acting like a biatch, yes you were, and a slut. Well, you weren't really.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's not really, well, yes, but in this situation, he came on to you, and is being the dick bag.
Yeah, and I was very ashamed of my actions. Well, this does sort of have a realistic view of, like, the whole, you know, you're damned if you do, you're damned if you know, it's like slut shaming, it's the Madonna whore thing, you know.
Yeah.
You're pure as the untouched snow, or you're a slut. You know, there's never any in between.
But if you're a guy and doing that, then you're the man.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's, you know, I never thought of it that way, but that's true.
Yeah, it is a very pretty realistic reaction she's having here, at least, because she's wrestling with these thoughts that really she can blame society for, which is a shame. But anyway, now that I've completely killed all of our amusement.
Yes.
Bastard! Never touch me again, I gasped.
You gasped? I'd scream at him and be like, teacher, somebody! Get the police! This guy's trying to rape me!
My tits are on fire and he's got a man carrot!
And it's jutting into my thigh! It's really pointy.
It's red hot.
Carrots here, get your men carrots.
I'm gonna have to remember that. That seems like something you would go and, you know, when you're feeling, say, somebody put out my tits because they're fucking red hot. Okay. Let's see. If thou thinkst thou can keep thou hands of me, he answered all smug.
What?
You didn't tell he was smug. He's not even making any sense.
How? Whose hands? He put his hands on you. What? I'm assuming he's trying to say, if you can keep your hands off me, but she doesn't have her hands on you. She didn't shove you to a wall.
Yeah, there is a fundamental problem here. And I couldn't believe how he made me feel so angry and so aroused.
Aroused?
Aroused at the same time. At that moment I'd never hated any boy more in my whole life, and the worst part of it was he was so freaking hot.
You know, when it comes to somebody being a douchebag, I don't really find them hot if they're a dick to me.
Yeah.
So I don't see how this is a problem.
Yeah, I mean, somebody can be attractive to you and act like a total asshole, and that kind of kills the attractiveness, you know? It's like those people that they say, you know, I thought they were something, you know, until they opened their mouth and spoke.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So freaking hot.
Oh, so freaking hot. I was totally creaming my panties, and he knew it. Wrong knew.
Yes.
He knew it. This was horrible. I felt disguised with myself.
So I'm gonna say something. How can you cream your panties if you haven't come yet?
Well, maybe she did.
But we didn't establish this, that he was doing anything down there to make her come. In the middle of the hall in school!
Maybe his man carrot aroused. Maybe she's the kind of person that like her breasts are really sensitive.
So she has berries in a bush. If he has a man carrot. I'm sorry.
Lettuce curtains.
Ugh.
Lettuce curtains and
No, it was meat curtains. But
yes,
lettuce could be applied here.
yes, I'm transferring it to the vegetarian sex euphemism. So it's lettuce curtains with a tiny nub of a cherry tomato. There we go.
That got all moldy and stuff, so that way.
Oh my god!
Well, you have to explain the hair and the fuzziness.
Oh, no. Those are bean sprouts. They're totally bean sprouts.
I'm so sorry.
Okay.
Knew it.
See, well, I felt disguised with myself and turned to leave.
Disguised, huh?
Yeah. I guess she put on one of those funny glasses with the thick eyebrows and the moustache and everything. Wait, I need to speak to thee.
I don't think you were speaking to her. I think you were molesting her and trying to eventually get to the point where you could rape her, but whatever.
I know, wrong no. I know your secret, Tia. He said in a quiet voce, gassing into my eyes. Gassing into your eyes. So he was farting in your eyes?
Well, apparently we have a lot of eye fetishes.
You're one, but you're one of my kind. Who made thee? Are you part of a coven or on thy own? Oh God, this horrible misuse of... Oh God. What is? Said sharply. Dude, you're insane. And you freaking smell. He didn't really smell, but I didn't know what else to say.
What? Wait, what? How? What? Hold on. Let's see, I know you're... How does he know she's keeping a secret? And that she doesn't know what she is?
Because he stoked her tits.
And wouldn't she know that she needs to drink blood if she's a vampire?
Presumably. But no. Yeah. Having the hospital's problem.
Yes.
Thy campier. Tia. Campier. I guess that's a very campy vampire.
A campfire?
Edward,
So she's a campfire.
Yeah, stoking her breath. She's a campfire.
So we just say this in the middle of school. Well, anybody can see or hear.
Well, you know how he is. He didn't have any concept of keeping a secret or being discreet or anything. Oh, wait, no, he did. Thy campier, Tia, a vampire. But why can't I read their mind? I thought Bella was the only one, but here thou art. What does this all mean? He punched the wall with Buckley fist. Buckley fist?
Yes. Apparently it wasn't a good fist.
and shouted suddenly furious. And
You're in school. Why would you be doing this?
I schlepped him.
Schlep, schlep, schlep.
She must have slapped him really hard if she schlepped him. He actually moved. I slapped him hard across the face and tried to leave, but he caught my waist. Oh, my dear.
Oh, that's not very good. Well,
Yeah.
this would be the opportunity to keep pooing, I guess.
Yeah, this is getting into dangerously familiar territory.
Though I don't know how he could catch your waist if you're wearing pants, because wouldn't that stay all over you and run down your pants and...
Maybe the chains were what was, like, keeping it, covered, and all she
So
had
she's wearing more like chaps.
Yeah, maybe she had to just yank the chains, and then, it's like, bombs away.
Things we never thought we would say.
Fire in the hole, as it were. And as I struggled and tried to hit him again, he caught my hand in mid-air and hammed me against the wall.
So he put you in a ham that was against the wall?
I don't know, maybe he was just being goofy or something. Maybe she was just being goofy. Hamming
This
it
whole
up.
story is very goofy.
Where his hand had already made a huge dent in the wall, and that's the wrong dent. His face was blunt, and right heavy to mine. His face was blunt. My knee came up hard against his massive throbbing giggle stick.
Oh.
Between his legs.
So his penis can laugh.
A
His man
giggle
carrot can laugh.
I'm so enjoying these euphemisms. This is the best part of the story. And he dropped over in pain. Rubbed? That's like onomatopoeia for those really deep, like drum and bass. Do, 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 do. So he did that. He drubbed over in pan. I broke free and goaded.
I would like some bread and ham. That'd be good.
Well, just bread for me, but that would be awfully good right now, I think. I can
Put
go.
some butter on it and stuff. Yeah, that'd be pretty good.
Especially if it's like, lightly salted butter, old-fashioned style, hand-churned.
I'm hungry again.
Yeah. Me too. I broke free and goaded my boots. And started rugging away to math. Maybe she's...
You goaded your books, so you goaded them, and then rugging away. Shouldn't class have started by now? And don't they have teachers walking the halls, making sure you're in class?
You think, but no. But Edward hand finished with me. So
You mentioned that his hand was down there in your panties. You didn't mention that at all.
No! I'm imagining him, like, diddling her while screaming. No! Can you please stop doing that? It's kind of killing my orgasm. He screamed after me, tearing his shrit off himself in fury.
Oh, okay. I was confused at first, but now I'm following along.
And throwing it over my eyes. I lost my sight, as one would do with a shrit over one's eyes.
Yeah.
And was behind me breathing into my ears. So you lost your own sight and were behind yourself breathing into your own ears.
Yes.
I'm sorry, TR. He whimpered, misspelled slightly, sadly picking me up off the floor and gazing mutely into my eyes. He's not gazing mutely.
You can't see anything!
And mutely means silently. You don't speak when you're gazing mutely. I didn't mean to rut thee. Well, actually, obviously you did mean to rut thee.
Yes.
You had your fingers in her. I didn't mean to rut thee. I am so almost I apologize. This is just so weird. Well, after you.
Wait, now we're sort of talking like normal?
I apologize. This is just so weird. It was a drama club project and it's gone horribly wrong. You're wrong, you're so freaking weird, you mean? I snaped Whiteley. I snaped Whiteley as he lay on the floor, support and crying, with his shirt off, with his pippling body?
When did he go to the floor?
I don't know, and I don't know what a pippling body is, but that doesn't sound very hygienic.
And how has nobody come to investigate yet?
You would think that, sexual assault plus screaming and yelling and destroying a wall and all the other things that happened would have, I wanted to forgive him for calling me a vampire. Vampire! I'd heard that one before from preppy losers asking if I'd sleep in a coffin and suck blood like Litzat. Just 'cause I like eyeliner and listen to Linkin Park.
We never established this.
We never established this, and if you haven't heard of vampires before someone asking you if you are one because of your fashion choices, then you probably live under a rock. And making fun of me and trying to force me against the wall and maybe plunder my creative...
How was he making fun of you? You don't have anything to say he was making fun of you. And if he was making fun of you, I don't think he would have forced you against the wall and tried to have his way with you.
And maybe plunder my crevices, but I just... Why was he crying? And went to find my class. As I entered math class, I suddenly dropped my box again, as a flashing pain burned in my left hand, as my birthmark glinted gold for a second. No joke! Then I fell over. The pain was suddenly gone, and some weirdo blonde freak called Eric was helping me up. You asshole, he's helping you up?
Yeah, I was gonna say, he's helping you, but you're being an utter bitch about it.
And staring at me like a pervo rapist. Oh, like the dude that you creamed your panties over and crying
Yeah,
on
was it in the middle of the hall trying to rape you, and you fall over and this guy's helping you up? What a bitch!
I kicked him in the shoulder.
You're an asshole!
Foo, Bubby, as he gazed longingly after me. You are a total twat.
You're an idiot.
In his frickin' dreams. I sat down at the back of
But it's okay for some asshole you just met that you thought was hot earlier to, try to rape you. But heaven forbid someone actually help your dumb ass.
After you fall down because of your birthmark that supposedly glints gold for a second. Yeah, that'll really... Oh my god. Anyway. I sat down at the back of the class, unable to think about anything but my weird encounter. Edward...
Yeah, because that was just weird. And how do you know his name? I don't think he said it, did he?
He did, but he said it wrong. He said Udard.
Oh.
Wondering what it all could mean.
It means he's an asshole and you're a bitch.
On this note, what do you think? Please R&R. Big shout out to my friend Abigail. Good luck for tomorrow. Did you see I put the man carrot thing in LMA? Oh. Good job, Abigail. Also, and Zachi Baby, of course. Love you guys so much. XXX Becky Mac XX. The end of chapter 2.
My God. Raging so much. I was like, this might actually be a pretty stupid but good story. No. Nope.
No, absolutely not.
Can't have that, now can we?
No, we can't have nice things.
Well, we could if we'd stop reading bad fan fiction.
Where's the fun in that? Come
on. Chapter 3. Author's Note. Hi guys, hope you like this one. I'm quite proud of it. Thanks for the support from my friends. Love you, girls. Glad you like it. Oh, and Vincent, you're so dumb. Of course, Tia didn't go to math in only her bra. She's not a total ditz. Yes, she did.
Yeah, because he ripped open her fucking top.
Yep. One more time. Don't read if you didn't like it. No frickin' flames. What is the point of flamming people? There is no point, so F off. You're dumb. Uncle Larry.
Oh yeah, the other two stories have had. The first one was Tian, whatever, and the second one was Edward. So yeah.
Yes.
Now we're at Uncle Larry.
I saw T alone watching TV at Dave and Marie's house. I couldn't stop thinking about my encounter with Edward Cullen earlier that day, and I bet they didn't bother to ask, did they? And you didn't tell them jack shit, even though they're your guardians.
Although now she's spelling it Udard, like he introduced himself, so.
Udard.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't notice that Udard.
Yeah, maybe this is
a different Edward Cullen with muscles. He was so beautiful and sexy with such amazing hair and eyes. I could hardly believe he had noticed someone like me. What? That goes against everything we just established. And why do you think he's still hot and stuff? He tried to rape you! But I was angry at how he had made me feel. How I'd burnt like crimson hot flame when he touched me, and how he'd not listened.
Ween.
Yes, Ween. He touched me, and how he'd not listened to me when I'd told him to fring off.
Fring off?
Yes, fring off. And how he dared to touch me at all when he had a GF anyways.
You presume.
Even if she was a mean girl. How the hell do you know that? How? You just saw her once. You don't know anything.
Her first day at the school, she's seen her once, distantly, at lunch.
Even if she was a mean girl with an ugly heart and not that hot. But no matter how much I tried to hate him, I simply couldn't. Suddenly the phone rang. The phone rang.
Home on phone range.
Well, she is a board, so.
That's true. She's a relay board. So.
I couldn't remember what kind of board it was. I was just like a board. Hello. Wait. So I guess you answered it. You didn't say who answered it. Whatever. Hello. Hey, is this Altantiana? Yeah. Who is this? I asked. It's Mike Noonton from your class. I was wondering if you wanted to go to La Plush.
It's supposed to be La Push.
La Plush with me tomorrow. That's not how you spell tomorrow. Tomorrow night, maybe. There's a party on the beach. Wrong beach. with whole crowd of us going, and I thought you seemed really nice. So I thought maybe you'd want to me my date, please.
Who would think she's really nice? She's a bitch on wheels to everybody who's even said anything to her. She's had all of one day in school, and she was an asshole to everybody. Who would be stupid enough to think, oh, you seem really nice? Yeah, after kicking the dude that helped you
Yeah.
on the floor after you were basically raped.
And
That,
all I can say is, why would you ask her to be your date already? You know, you first invite her, and then you get to know her a little more, and then if you like her, then you ask to be her date.
yeah, and really, the push, that's, I don't know, it just seems like I don't know, but it's just very sudden. And I mean, if anybody's a mean girl with an ugly heart, it's this girl.
Yes.
It's definitely not Bella. It's
No.
this girl.
Bella's dumb, but aren't you the guys who hangs out with all the pathetic cheerleaders and stuff? Wow, you're a bitch. I thought you were really nice and wondering if you wanted to go to this party thing we're having with me, or just, go. Are you an idiot who hangs out with the cheerleaders and stuff? You mean Bella and Jessica's gang?
Bella is not a cheerleader.
Or a prep? Or, I don't even know who the fuck this Jessica person is. Sometimes I guess, but they're way shallow and not as hot as you. And they can be mean sometimes.
Yeah, she can be mean all the time, though.
Yes.
I would take sometimes over all the fucking time.
Then why do hang out white them? Then you shallow creep. How do you know he's shallow?
Yeah, it's kind of a
You just ask him,
strong judgment.
why does he hang out with them? And then he's like, oh, you mean Bella and this other girl? Well, I do sometimes, but they're kind of assholes. And, well, I guess she means the hot part when he's like, they're not as hot as you, so that's why I want to hang out with you. But still, you asked him, and he's being honest and truthful. So I don't know what you're being a bitch about. And why are you asking me out when you hardly know me, Mike? 'Cause you think I'm hot? Why are you being such an asshole? Just say no and hang up.
Yeah, seriously. I mean, you don't even have to be overly nice, but you're going out of your way to be a gigantic cunt.
Yes.
Seriously, like, I hate using that word, but really, this girl is just really just beyond the pale.
Speaking of pale, she's very pale.
Well, she's a board.
A whiteboard for a relay.
With sandbags. Filled with charcoal.
That were set on fire with tattoos all over them. Why can't you see you're just as shallow if you want to date someone just 'cause of what they look like? I'm not that pretty anyways, and even if I was, I'm so screwed up in the brand
No,
in the brand you can't even imagine. Why are you being so hard on yourself? Just 'cause some guy like, hey, you're hot. That's one of the first things people do. They find you attractive and they think you look nice, so then they go and talk to you. That's how that works. That's why you date somebody first before you marry them.
She's having problems with the dye. She's screwed up in the brand. Maybe this is another euphemism. Like man carrot.
I guess. You would want to date me if you knew how screwed up I was. Then why don't you actually go out on a date with him? And let him see the gigantic asshole you are. So that he can dump your ass for being a bitch.
Oh my god.
I would, Tia, believe. How do you know to call her Tia? You just now called her. And how the hell did you even get her number? She didn't give it out because she's so full of herself. I would, Tia. Believe me, I would. You're so beautiful, wrong you can't even imagine. You're so pretty. People lose their minds you're when you're around and forget their names and forget to breathe. How can't you have noticed that? And I don't care how screwed up you are. It only mocked you more
It
interesting.
makes you more interesting.
Ah, you're cool and different, and you are honest about stuff. You don't know her!
Yeah, it seems like there's a lot of assumption in this statement here. There's a lot of really profound assumption.
You are right to be angry with me.
No,
No!
she's not.
No! I'm sorry for being shallow and dumb.
Oh, no. I'm sorry for benign shallow.
Okay. So I didn't know being shallow and dumb could be a benign thing. I thought that was contagious, but just give me a chance to show you how much I care, please. You don't care. You just be like, hey, I thought you might be interesting to go out with, so let's try a date. So you called her up. It's not like you're actually dating.
Yeah, there's no real emotional investment going on here.
And all she's done is be a bitch thus far to you.
I know. She's been a bitch to everybody.
Well, okay, maybe I'll go along if I don't have anything else to do.
Oh, what an asshole.
Yes, she is. I said, not believing a word he said about how pretty I was. Look, everyone thinks they look like shit, even if they don't look like shit. Get over it. Okay? Accept the damn compliment. Thank you. I'll tend Tiana. Then he goes back to using her actual name instead of not pin name. What am I talking about? Nickname that he shouldn't even know.
Yeah, who actually would go out of their way to say Altantiana when they could say Tiana or Tia or something like that? Like, why would you even go back to that if you knew that she had a nickname of Tia?
Let's see. Thank you so much. He sounded so happy. I couldn't help but smile as I put the phone down, but my smile faded as I returned to my thoughts. Mike Newton was kind of... Yes?
Sorry. I just realized that she must mean Newton.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mike Newton was kinda cute and seemed like an okay guy. Then why did you call him Shadow?
Yeah, if he's an okay guy, why were you such an asshole to him?
Damn bitch. God damn it. Okay guy. But he was nothing next to Edward Cullen.
Who is spelled Udard again.
Yeah, Udard. I'm going to mess it up every time. And then it's actually going to be Edward, I'm going to say Udard. Even though I was angry with Edward. See? If I have ever been with anyone in my life, and part of me wanted to chop his head off with a sword. You can't do that. That's not how that works.
Pretty ambitious.
A part of my soul would always, as two separate words, remain in that corridor where we had kissed. He tried to rape you.
Newsflash.
He tried to rape you.
I can tell this is going to be like a recurring chorus. He tried to rape you.
Yes, because it's true. He tried to fucking rape you. I hate that in stories so much. The fact that he's so possessive and raped you, or if not tried to rape you, means he really, really loves you and you should date him. He is the one for you. No, he's not.
Yes.
He's an asshole.
Like, even even when people will have like a non-consensual fantasy or even a rape fantasy or something like that, there's a big difference between like entertaining that fancy between consenting adults and actually having it happen in a story where it's built up to be just something amazing and wonderful and so like butterflies and I just love butterflies and rainbows and oh it was so great and he's the one for me, oh my god.
I've lost my place. Okay. Okay, kiss so hard and passionately.
Passionately.
I creamed myself. Well, apparently you did, though. We didn't really establish he had his hands down your panties.
Wait, does she mean she creamed herself again now, or she did at the time?
At that time.
Oh, okay.
My heart had soared that day like never before. No, it hadn't.
Well, it did inflate like a large balloon, she said.
And I knew, that no one else would ever make me feel like that again. Good, because he's an asshole. And you should go date that other dude who you were being a bitch to. Then I thought how he was a cheater and a bastard, and my face burnt with shame. I don't know why your face should burn with shame. You didn't intentionally make out with him. He forced himself on you.
Plus, she still does not know that he is a cheater or a bastard. In fact, she's still assuming.
Yes. I couldn't believe I had behaved like such a whore. There should be a W there.
Yeah.
And you're not a whore. I was scared of the effect he had on me. Bye, Tia. We'll be back on Thursday, okay? Mari put her head rind the door suddenly.
That would be rind, like a melon rind. So
her head is a rind.
Mary has. Yes, Mary. I don't even. I really wouldn't like to speculate how her head is a rind, but apparently it is. So.
And where are you going? And if she's a foster kid, who just got there, shouldn't you guys like not be leaving and going anywhere?
Yeah, you'd think that just after her first day of school, where she was basically raped, and
almost raped, but technicalities.
Well, I mean, you can be raped without achieving orgasm, although she did. So.
Well, when I think of rape, I think of actual penetration.
Well, it did say he hurt his hand. Well, although that may just be a typo. So. But seriously, it'll be rape. It's a non-consensual sexual advance.
Yeah. But I guess they are blind, and she didn't tell them anything because she's dumb and think that's sexy or something.
You think that they'd notice her boobs had been on fire, but you never know.
She does that every now and then on her own. Just sets her boobs on fire. It's no big deal.
Girls at that age.
So, I guess they're going somewhere, even though they're never established until right now that they're like leaving to go somewhere. But okay. Okay then, have fun, I whispered, clammily?
Clammily? Why would you be clammy? Like cold and sweaty? Why whisper that way?
And why would you even whisper, that? Wouldn't you be like, okay, bye? So that they know they heard you? Whatever. Dave and Marie were visiting relatives for a few days. Because now you tell us why they're leaving.
Yeah, except you do it in a wrong way because it says Dave and Marie were visiting relatives for a few days.
You look so pretty, she says, smiling. You're the prettiest girl.
Or grill.
the prettiest grill I've ever seen. So now she's a grill, not a board.
Hey, that's what she was using the briquettes for.
Yes. Oh my god, whatever, I reply. I hated it when people say that. Why? She's giving you a compliment. And if it makes you feel uncomfortable being given a compliment, why don't you talk to her about it?
I mean, if you don't want to be complimented, tell someone you don't want to be complimented.
I mean, you don't want them calling you a bitch or a whore or a vampire or anything either. I don't know what you want. You need to pick something. I pulled my blonde hair over my face. I was wearing a short, hot pink dress cut low with black lace frills at the bottom and black lace stockings. Dave's brother Larry will be looking after you while... That's not right. While we're gone, you'll be okay when we're... Gone, won't you, Tia? I hate to be leaving you alone like this.
I hate to leaven you alone like this. It's like letting bread rise.
I don't need a freaking babysitter, you know. I was so embarrassing.
Yes, you were.
I could look after myself. No, you can't. You almost got raped.
Yeah.
And now you're thinking about that was awesome. You got raped.
Yeah, clearly there is a problem here. You cannot take care of yourself.
Mary smiles and leaves the house. Greeting a Lonti. Oh my god.
They can't. This person is supposedly named this, yet they cannot spell his name.
Greetings, Lontin.
You can just call her that girl.
Yeah. What was it we should say? What was she supposed to be? I said we were every time we see her name, we're supposed to call her something. And now I don't remember what it is. Greetings, Lily Boar. My name's Uncle Larry. Why don't you just say Larry? Not Uncle Larry. Said Uncle Larry.
Wasn't born with the first name Uncle and the last name Larry.
He came in through the door. He was fat and bald with tiny black eyes and a red face.
No other distinguishing features.
He was some old fat guy that's probably going to try to rape you and be a giant pervert.
Yes, but it's not going to be as pleasant as it was with Udard.
Hey, I said. You're the orphan, aren't you? He said. Wow. You're a dick. And wouldn't you already know this? There hasn't been any establishing that there are other kids that live there. So how the fuck would you... Whatever. He says, is it true you killed your mother when she gave birth to you? Wow, you're an asshole.
My God.
Why would you have this piece of shit watch a kid?
Clearly this person has some serious issues.
What? I cried, my eyes filling with tears. My eyes weren't filled with tears. I'd gawk at this asshole first, because I couldn't believe the sheer stupidity that just came out of his damn mouth.
Yeah, I think my eyes wouldn't fill with tears, but my hand would fill with a baseball bat, and I'd tell him to get the fuck off my property, and if I ever saw him on it again, I'd teach him exactly what happens when they hit a grand slam. If you understood the explicit reference to balls in there, I applaud.
Yes.
So.
Yes. You're an evil bitch, aren't you? You're an asshole.
This is so far the only character, though, I'd like to point out that is actually less likable than Relay Board. Note that they've actually had to try to make someone ambitiously hateable.
Yes.
To make it worse than the main character.
Yes. Go outside and wash my car. Go outside and wash your own damn car. He shouts angrily. What? What? You're a dick. What an asshole. Give him the middle finger and toss his ass out. He shouldn't. Idiot. I stood up and left to wash his car.
Why?
And how and why?
Why would you ever do that? Also, presumably her parents are still right there.
Yeah, I mean,
So,
they
like,
left the house. That doesn't mean they actually left yet.
I know they could not be far away, so seriously,
Like, you did not establish time lapsed.
yeah.
I got soap in a bucket, afraid of what he would do if I refused. I went outside and started to wash Hush car. It was a red Porsche.
Close enough. Well, how is he driving a red Porsche? How is that even?
Whatever. He came outside and watched me, and I knew he was watching me. Well, no shit. I don't know how you could miss him coming outside and watching you. Whatever.
I'm watching you, whatever.
After a midnight,
Neat.
after a minute, he came over and hit me hard across the face.
So you need to kind of get out of there and call the authorities or something?
Yeah, I mean, why would they let this douchebag watch their foster kid?
Yeah, seriously, dude is not gonna. There's no way they couldn't have noticed this dude has serious issues.
WTF, I shouted. He poured the bucket of water all over me and hit me again. I was wet and crying, and he started to rip my dress and bra off me and rip my clothes. He touched my naked breasts and... What?
Naked breeds.
My naked breeds, and I tried to push him off me. I screamed at him to stop, but he didn't. He bent me over the bonnet of his car, the bonnet?
Well, bonnet, I guess, in this case.
Of his car, and spanked me on the ass for half an hour.
My God, do you realize how hard that would be?
Also, none of the neighbors can see this or know this.
I know you're sitting outside with like a 16-year-old girl on the front of a red Porsche.
Then he pulled my panties down and started to rape me.
Well, did I call him or what?
Or what, definitely. Dear God. Fuck.
I did say he was gonna. I did say I knew he was gonna do it.
Yeah, I kinda had a feeling. What an asshole. Why?
And it's really impossible to like the foster parents anymore now because
They must be blind, deaf, dumb, and blind.
And this is they're directly responsible for this with negligence. This is complete negligence. They obviously could have, they would have known this dude, there is something wrong with this fucking dude.
Did they just, get online and be like, hey, first guy, need to take care of a 16-year-old girl that's really pretty, whoever, and, oh, okay, this guy, let's not make sure he's okay or anything, let's just have him watch the place and our foster daughter.
Oh, well, maybe they misunderstood because his proper name is actually Uncle Larry, and they thought, oh, this guy's just related to us, we don't know him, we've never met him, but he's our uncle, so he must be trustworthy, right? But they were misunderstanding because his first name is Uncle and his surname is Larry. So he was very clever, not really, and he fooled them.
I guess.
Well, it's as likely an explanation as anything else with this story, isn't it?
Stop raping me, I cried, but he didn't stop. The pain was terrible, even though his manhood was small. How do you fucking know? And I don't think it matters when you're being raped. I cried and cried, but he didn't stop for hours. And
Jeez, kind of stamina. Holy crap, this spanked her for 30 minutes straight, which most spanking, BDSM and things like that, you really have to train because otherwise you will hurt your hand. And then he fucks her for hours? Hours?
Yes, hours.
Also, hours on the bonnet of a Porsche in the front yard, presumably.
So all your neighbors are dicks if they're not calling the police on this asshole.
Hours as she's crying and screaming, and nobody does anything. Nobody notices. It's a fucking red sports car. Nobody notices. Nobody notices. Nobody even like drives by and sees. They're right there in the front of the yard, and nobody notices this happening. Nobody notices.
But he didn't stop for hours, and when he finally stopped, he left me on the floor. What floor of what?
Yeah.
You're outside, and spat in my face and left me there. He's an asshole, and then you should run away. I pulled on my clothes and cried madly and ran off into the seething darkness. Well, at least you were smart enough to get the hell out of there, finally. Of the midnight street.
Okay, so it's midnight now, but presumably the parents left, let us say, 4 hours previous. So nobody
Nobody at all.
this, even like obviously making lots of noise when people are going to bed. Yeah, never mind.
Okay.
The pain.
Yes. I ran and ran until, as two separate words, I came to some woods, and then I fell down in the woods and cried. Suddenly a blast of white light exploded in head, and my mark on my hand burned like a flame. It should have done that sooner, so it could like somehow save you or something from some asshole.
Kind of disappointing that it does it afterwards.
Yeah. I closed my eyes and saw the face of a tall white man. That's very descriptive. Looking over me with no expression. His eyes were burning red, and his face glimmered cold and bright as the moon. I fell. I fell back from the brightness of his body. His hair was dark as night. Relay board, he whispered. That is her new name, so we don't have to suffer through the various incarnations of that name.
She did say her name was Relay Board, so... She did say she was a relay board.
Relay board, he whispered in a voice softer than clouds. My daughter?
Relay board.
OMG, I whispered as my mind went blank and the world went dark.
Because that's what you'd whisper at that sort of situation.
My God.
OMG.
Well, that chapter was useless.
Oh, really? Like, any of these chapters are really essential.
All of this was stupid.
Okay. I need to get some more water.
Okay.
And, yes.
Breaking again, guys.